And the mob is now screaming. Nate, we're going to get to that clip of Donald Trump here. This is over the top, right? This is just over the top. Dianne Feinstein, by the way, one of the, in fact, let me just, Greg Dworkin over at the Daily Kos says, if all else fails for the Republican Party, try anti-Semitism. And he talks about how Donald Trump tweeted, the protesters who confronted a senator in an elevator were paid for by Soros and others. Right. Harold Pollack writes, George Soros survived the Nazis and Soviet communism to become a self-made billionaire and is a genuine advocate for human rights. His emergence as a totemic hate object on the right just sickens me. And yeah, there's more than a tinge of anti-Semitism in this. And racism. I mean, you know, the vast majority, I don't know if it's vast, but certainly the majority of Democratic voters are white Christians. And yet whenever the Republicans refer to any Democrat, it's either a woman, a Jew, or an African American. 90% of the time, some massive, and if it's Trump, it's almost always that. And the way that Trump does it, the way that Fox did this with Rod Rosenstein, was by changing Stein to Steen to sound even more Jewish. And so all over, Fox News was the only place on earth where Rod Rosenstein's name was being pronounced Steen. But it was all Steen all the time. Well, apparently they're doing the same thing with Dianne Feinstein. Here's Donald Trump last night.
Senator Feinstein, that's another beauty. That's a beauty. Did you leak the documents? What? No, I didn't. Did we leak? Did we leak? No, we didn't. Did you ever see? No. She goes, no. He just said, no, we didn't leak. They're talking about Feinstein. Can you believe it?
Yeah, so there you go. At the same time, Donald Trump published this piece in the USA Today that is just mind-boggling. Daniel Dale tweets, USA Today not only published a White House press release disguised as an op-ed by Donald Trump, it is using its Twitter account to blast out the article's lies to 3.6 million followers on Twitter. That's how many people follow USA Today, 3.6 million. And this article that from USA Today, Democrats are for open borders socialism. The headline, the Democrats want to outlaw private health care plans, take away freedom to choose plans while letting everyone cross our border. We must win this. Now, I don't for a minute believe that Donald Trump wrote this because I don't think that he's capable of writing anything that is coherent. But this is published in USA Today over his name today. Throughout the year, we have seen Democrats across the country uniting around a new legislative proposal that would end Medicare as we know it and take away benefits that seniors have paid for their entire lives. It's a lie. Medicare for all would not stop Medicare for seniors. It's just a lie. Donald Trump lied in USA Today in the first friggin' sentence. Then he goes on. Dishonestly called Medicare for all, the Democratic proposal would establish a government-run, single-payer health care system that eliminates all private and employer-based health care plans and would cost an astonishing $32.6 trillion during its first 10 years. Well, that's sort of a lie, right? First of all, it wouldn't eliminate anything. It would simply make unnecessary private for-profit health insurance, number one. And number two, yeah, it's going to cost $32 trillion. Right now, we're paying $38 trillion. Some say, you know, over the next 10 years, we're going to pay as much as $47 trillion. But according to the Koch brothers study, we're right now paying $38 trillion. And yeah, Medicare for all would only cost $32 trillion. But Trump says it'll cost an astonishing $32 trillion. He continues. As a candidate, I promised that we would protect coverage for patients with pre-existing conditions and create new health insurance options that would lower premiums. I have kept that promise, and we are now seeing health insurance premiums coming down. Right. The ones that are coming down are the ones that don't cover pre-existing conditions. They're these emergency plans that are good for only 3 months that Trump wants to extend to 3 years, and they're cheaper because they don't cover your pre-existing conditions. So here, it's a lie within a lie. In the third sentence of the article, he continues, I have also made a solemn promise to our great seniors to protect Medicare. That is why I'm fighting so hard against the Democrats' plan that would eviscerate, now that word proves to you that Donald Trump didn't write this, that would eviscerate Medicare. Democrats have already harmed seniors by slashing Medicare by more than $800 billion over 10 years to pay for Obamacare. This is another lie. I mean, this has been so thoroughly debunked. Yeah, there was a transfer of, it was actually $700 billion in the Obamacare, moving Medicare funds from one category to another. But not a penny of that came out of the pocket of anybody. What it did was it extended the lifespan of the Medicare program. It strengthened Medicare. It was an accounting change, but the Republicans like to lie constantly, and here's Trump lying. Likewise, Democrats would gut Medicare with their planned government takeover of American health care. Not true. It would create a Medicare for all plan, just like Canada has, just like Denmark has, just like England has. Well, actually, England is socialized medicine. The hospital, the doctors work for the government. Nobody is even proposing that in the United States. It would give us a plan more like France or Germany or Denmark or Holland or Norway or Sweden or, pick your country, right? Greece, Spain. He continues. The Democrats' plan means that after a life of hard work and sacrifice, seniors would no longer be able to depend on the benefits they were promised. It's a complete lie. It's just a plain old bald-faced lie. Why the hell is USA Today publishing this stuff? By eliminating Medicare as a program for seniors, which nobody is proposing, right? It's a lie. By eliminating Medicare as a program for seniors and outlawing the ability of Americans to enroll in private employer-based plans, another lie. Nobody's proposing outlawing anything. The Democratic plan would inevitably lead to the massive rationing of health care. You think you don't have rationing of health care right now? When was the last time you tried to get your, just go to the pharmacy and, for example, my wife takes one medication for, Armour for a thyroid, she's had hypothyroidism for ever since our third child was born. It's a common thing with women who, give birth to children. It sucks all the iodine out of the thyroid, apparently. And she's been taking this kind of natural form of thyroid medication. No, the insurance company says, you must take Synthroid. It's cheaper. It doesn't work as well for her. I mean, some women it works great for, or some people it works great for, others it doesn't. And she says, no, this is what my doctor prescribed. And the insurance company says, no, we're not going to pay for it. So we're paying $140 a month out of pocket. I mean, it's nuts, right? You think you don't have rationing right now? Anyhow, back to Donald Trump. Doctors and hospitals would be put out of business. No, they would have a predictable business. Come on, it's another lie from Trump. Seniors would lose access to their favorite doctors. Another lie. There would be long waiting lines for appointments and procedures. You don't have long waiting lines right now? Have you tried to see a specialist recently? Or for that matter, a general practitioner in a hurry? Previously covered care would effectively be denied. Another lie. These are just literally lies. In practice, Donald Trump writes in today's USA Today. USA Today publishes and tweets out to their 8.6 million people. In practice, the Democratic Party's so-called Medicare for All plan would really be Medicare for none. Under the Democrats' plan, today's Medicare would be forced to die. No, today's Medicare would become part of a plan that covers all Americans. And by the way, we'd like to get rid of that, that hole, that 20% hole that you have to have, private insurance to fill. Let's get rid of that too. The Democrats' plan would also mean the end of choice for seniors over their own health care decisions. Instead, Democrats would give total power and control over seniors' health care decisions to the bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. Yeah, I would much rather have the bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. who answer to the politicians that I elect making the decisions about what gets paid for and what doesn't than Stephen J. Hemsley, who runs United Healthcare, who's taken over $1 billion in compensation from that company by saying to me when I had United Healthcare insurance, no, we're not going to cover that drug. We're not going to cover that procedure. He continues, the first thing the Democratic plan will do is end choice for seniors is eliminate Medicare Advantage plans for about 20 million seniors, as well as eliminate other private health plans that seniors currently use to supplement their Medicare coverage. Right, because you don't need it anymore. We're going to have comprehensive Medicare that covers everything for everybody. You know, like in other countries where it actually covers dental and eye care as well. Next, the Democrats would eliminate every American's private employer-based health plan. Thank God. It's right there in their proposed legislation. Democrats outlaw private health plans that offer the same benefits as the government plan. Okay, that's fine with me. Americans might think that such an extreme anti-senior, anti-choice, anti-consumer proposal for government-run health care would find little support among Democrats. Unfortunately, they would be wrong. 123 Democrats in the House of Representatives, 64% of House Democrats, as well as 15 Democrats in the Senate, have already co-sponsored this legislation. Thank God. Thank God. The truth is that the centrist, Donald Trump writes, that the centrist Democratic Party is dead. The New Democrats are radical socialists who want to model America's economy after Venezuela. BS. If Democrats win control of Congress this November, we will come dangerously closer to socialism in America. Gee. Used to be that Ronald Reagan railed about how Medicare was socialism. How far we've come, right? Government-run health care is just the beginning. Democrats are also pushing massive government control over education. Oh my God, we want public schools, free health care, and public and free college too? Private sector businesses. Oh, we want to regulate polluters? And other major sectors of the U.S. economy. How about banking? Every single citizen will be harmed by such a radical shift in American culture and life. Virtually everywhere it's been tried, socialism has brought suffering, misery, and decay. Right, like that horrible country in Norway. Those terrible, awful, poor people in Sweden. The pathetic folks in Denmark who only make a minimum wage of $17 an hour. Oh, my God. Instead, the Democrats' commitment to government health care is all the more menacing to our seniors and our economy when paired with some Democrats' absolute commitment to end enforcement of our immigration by abolishing ICE. No, that wouldn't end the enforcement.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
Why does USA Today publish these lies? I don't get it.